What's coming now? Then there's a manufacturer. Hisense. Correct. Hisense is never, I think, pronounced like that. Hisense. So, Hisense is Hisense. Big box, wooden box. Hisense this and voila. There it is. You've learnt the text better than I have. It's the M2 Pro. Correct. Once again, a little cutie. That means a small compact projector. This type of projector has impressed us quite a bit over the last 2 years. The whole fun with Hisense started then. Now I ask my assistant, the good Miguel, to go over there and show what was the first device back then. And still is, because there are still some of them. The C1. Now you can already see that something has changed in the 2 years. Right. We finally see a stand here. There's also the possibility to project the whole image onto the ceiling. Let's do that right now. It's also a difference compared to the classic C1. But here there's another product called M2 Pro, the C. You could say something about that now. Yes, I've read all the pages. All right, then I'll explain it briefly. The M-Class is basically intended by Hisense for more mobile use. That means not necessarily for a stationary installation, but the device has a handle at the back so you can take it with you on trips, etc. And it can project a large, high-contrast image in a maximum size of 200 inches. Have we already used the word projector? I don't think so, but now. It's a projector, not a piggy bank. No, you need a small piggy bank because the investment isn't that high anymore. We can also say that I was really surprised. Writing, we read something 24 to 30 years old. Male. Male. 46% use the good piece in the living room, 18% in the bedroom. Then there are children's rooms and other rooms. So the interesting target group analysis. Even as a 33 or almost 58-year-old, you can operate and use this device. But I have a lot of fun with it, don't I? Because on the topic of operation, if you kindly show me the remote control, it might already look familiar to you. Because if we go into the device right away, here we see the remote control, also from the C models. It's the same with the M2 Pro. And the operating system is the same? No. That's fascinating? Yes. Again, it's just a damn fast operating system that is extremely fun. But you didn't mean like the with WIDER, but VIDAA. That's the operating system from Hisense. Anyone who has a Hisense TV knows this operating system. This is also updated from generation to generation. So here is the system number, I don't know what, 7.6. Wow, he learned a text. That means with this projector, as is usually the case with the other devices, we can already have a lot of fun without needing just an HDMI connection. We only need a network connection or Wi-Fi. Then, you can already see that the buttons are on it, namely from Netflix, YouTube, Prime Video, Disney. Then I can immediately, with one press of a button, see the corresponding home start. Image, smart TV image accordingly. And yes, then it starts. What stands out is we now have our Migros relatively close to the body. It's very quiet. We won't emphasize that again because there are already snap games, or what's it called in some of our videos because we've used some words more often. We just say, it's damn quiet. I really have to say, I don't know how they do it anymore. So much light comes with so much energy with RGB laser, which means, from my point of view, this thing runs 20,000 hours. And that means it can have fun day and night for the next 10 years. All of this in such a compact device, although we haven't talked about the brightness yet. And that's coming now. Then say, yes, 1,300 ANSI lumens. Yes, that's right. That's even with ANSI lumens on paper. We'll just pass that on now. The fact is, this is a device that doesn't work in full sunlight with full brightness in the living room. It makes it a bit darker, but then we have a lot of brightness here in the device with an extended color space. BT 2020 and all things 110 was even there. All the things you need to see a film in maximum quality because it supports, let's start with HDR10, Dolby Vision, for those who need it, and HDR10 Plus, if I'm not mistaken. There was something with analysis in it. That must be done more precisely. It can do that. Can it do 3D? 3D? No, it can't do 3D. It can't do 3D. It can't do 3D, and that statement should be made, then it hurts. But we have alternative devices. Yet an alternative device. The assistant Miguel has also prepared something excellent. Correct. Wonderful. Thank you. Here we also see another model. This is the M2 Pro in this case. And yes, we clearly see the difference. Here we also have a foot that can be swiveled for those for whom it would be relevant. And it can still do this. Exactly, it can do that too. It's overall a bit bigger. It's certainly also to be described as mobile. But the more mobile one would be this one here. However, it has significantly more light. If the room is very bright, you can more easily recognize bright projectors in a bright environment that have more light. In comparison, it would then have, this is the Pro, 2,600 lumens. And the really big Ultra has 3? Exactly. What we can also say with that, we have a large selection of projectors that we can show here. We have a large screen, which is now 4.9 meters wide, and the little one here makes a good 3-meter image size in these light conditions. That's pretty exciting. Absolutely. So, let's take it. What else does it have? It has a zoom, right? Yes, it does. Now, go on. What I find very cool, it has an automatic keystone correction. I actually didn't expect that, but it has it included. I didn't expect the zoom. You didn't either. Neither did I. It has a mechanical zoom. The factor is 1 to 1.2 the turn. You can display it now. At 1.4 meters width, we can already make it at 1.40 meters distance. But we can also go a bit further away. It's already quite wide angle. It's not quite as strong as with our C2 series. There we even landed a bit below 1. Nevertheless, we don't need a large distance, and we are flexible because we can motorically change the image size here. We display it and call it furniture slowly. I still have a second camera there, then we can cut it in. I've just aligned the colleague here. If you activate all these points in the menu, because I partially didn't have them here, that means I can actually now, here in the device, let's do it with the display. Down there you see settings, then you see the project, and then you see the automatic keystone correction that you can do. And lo and behold, it does it pretty well, and we can adjust it even finer beyond that. And what it also does, it can be significantly adjusted in image size, because it actually now has a zoom here. We do projector, we give projection image zoom, and yes, that's the optical one. And then there's even a digital one, so you can fit it anywhere, and that's pretty cool. Yes, definitely. That's actually what we've called it. Fun Beamer. I think that fits quite well. Yes, it really is. I see the future. Dreaming, tracks, a cinema dealer. I see in the future the possibility that the customer will have such a project like a portable radio, as it used to be in the household, which he can use as a supplement to the TV or even as a complete replacement, because these devices are incredibly small, compact and bright. Make great colors. They are connectable for external HDMI sources, whereby the colleague has one plus a USB. The power supply is manageable, a very small compact one. All of this together. There was 3.0, 3.0. I could have my films over the media players. Videos on a hard drive. That can play back from the hard drive. But you said something else, you huge Apple fan. Oh yes. It can AirPlay too. That means, for those of you who live in the Apple universe and have corresponding iPhones, tablets, etc., PP have, you can easily transfer photos, videos, etc. via AirPlay to it and then watch them on the screen. Nice function. That means, at the latest on vacation, you have the phone follow snaps. You can finally view the pictures on a screen. Or you don't even need a screen. You just need a wall. It even has the function that it analyzes the wall color. So I enter that. That means it should then mix the color a bit differently from the projector so that it has better color reproduction with the color of the screen. Again, a function that we already know from the C models. The M model has included that. For everyone who has always been hesitant to get a projector from a really reputable manufacturer. Because we also have to say, We have a lot of these things in the market now, regarding this compact design and similar. But it is clearly the leading pioneer in laser devices. Laser means the optical unit, which really requires the most brain power. Plus the electronics and, of course, the cooling technology. It is actually the market leader in laser TVs in this area, and I mean with the small ones here now. But I want to see that with a small question mark now. It wasn't up to us. We really like to sell the devices, and as I said, we have the selection here. I think those are the most important things. Speaker is still inside it. Speaker is inside, exactly. We could still say remote control is pretty cool. The whole thing. Let's recap. Compact, super quiet, bright. You can make images 2 by 2 by 2 meters. You can also do 3 by and 4 meters by. You just have to darken the room or wait outside until the sun goes down. Right? Then the neighbor's house can believe it, or the wall, which is hopefully also white. Then you can project onto it. Speaker is inside. We could externally do sound over Bluetooth. I always achieve that with a certain latency story, maybe. You have to look at it again. But the sound that's in here is already quite cool. Yes, and that should be it for the first moment.